Hey everybody, welcome to the stream and welcome back to Star Trek Judgement Rites. This will be episode or stream 3, and I think chapter 4. Yeah, this will be. Thankfully, last time I was able to finish a chapter right uh, as we ended the stream. So I'm gonna start this one with a brand new episode right at the start. Don't have to uh, stop the stream like in the middle of a chapter. It's much easier to follow the story along, and hopefully it won't take quite as long to get some more chapters done as did last one did. Last one took quite a while to finish, so I wonder if they are all equally as difficult. I do have a feeling that this game is overall a little harder than Star Trek 25th Anniversary, but I guess I'll only really know once they reach the end of the game, I guess. So yeah, let's take a look. Oh yeah, I have something here. Nope.
Load a previously saved game.
YouTube will claim the video if I let the intro play, so... Four. So yeah, we started already the next chapter. This is already in the next chapter, so let me play something here. I actually recorded the previous. I have a recording of the previous, the ending of the previous stream, showing the beginning of this mission, just so it's more complete. Hang on. Nice. Hey, mission complete. Light and darkness.
Captain's
That will
log.
be next step.
While exploring an uncharted star system in the Deneb sector, we received what we think is a message from a distress beacon on Onias 2. We're en route to investigate.
Okay. So yeah, here we go. Onias 2 is where we should be going next. So let me check my star map. Where it's located. I have opened in a tab. Onias 2 is number 11. It's the yellow star on the left. Okay. There you go. Only have to do this once every mission, so not that big a deal. Okay. Yeah, I think everything okay. We're recording, audio okay. Okay, so let's go. This star over here. Engage.
Approaching Onius 2, Captain.
It may be nothing, Captain, but a scan of the planet's atmosphere indicates a high concentration of rare gases trapped in the planet's magnetosphere. Atmospheric disturbances could produce random radio waves.
It wouldn't be the first time, Mr. Spock, but we'll never be able to tell if we don't check it out. After all, to seek out new life and new civilizations is our mission, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
A split infinitive, Captain.
What?
The proper grammatical expression is to go boldly where no man has gone before.
Somehow, I think it loses a little in the translation.
Come on, Spock. Should we just beam down on the planet? Or no, we orbit the planet first, yeah.
Entering standard orbit.
I remember that. You can only beam down onto a planet after you've entered orbit. Talk to Spock a little bit.
Fascinating, Captain. Sensors indicate only 2 faint life forms. It is difficult to distinguish, given the discharges in the planet's magnetosphere. It is, however, safe to transport to the planet's surface.
Okay, if you say so. Let's head down there.
Captain, our sensors will not be particularly useful to you while you're down there, and communications may be erratic, sir.
We'll be fine, Lieutenant. What reason is there to worry?
I'm afraid, Captain, there are plenty of precedents. We'll be here if you need us.
I have no doubt of
Okay.
that.
I have tracked the signal to its source. It is near the life forms. The rest of the planet is quite desolate. No sign of life or technology. The atmosphere is thin, but breathable. And I detect numerous micrometeorite hits.
There are 3 unformed planets in this system. It's no wonder. There are so many micrometeorites. I'm surprised any Class M planet hasn't been pulverized by now.
It is not inconceivable, but it is certainly unusual. usual.
Let's do it, Spock. You, McCoy, and I. Oh, and tell Bones to see if a genetic specialist's available. If there are only 2 life forms, we might be privileged to see life at its earliest stages.
Hmm. 2 life forms, so not necessarily human.
We've landed on a skeleton after the vultures have picked it clean.
A fascinating analogy, Doctor. Captain, the locus of the distress signal is in that building.
I think the doctor is right. Anything good here died a long time ago. It feels creepy to me.
Thank you for that opinion, Mr. Johns. I'll be certain to use creepy in my log entry about this.
Yeah, who's this guy? Why is he wearing a blue shirt? Or maybe he's the genetic specialist? He's not the security? Usually we beam down with a red shirt with us. Yeah, let me save here.
Save new game. Replace
I guess we'll check out this building, see what's inside. It does feel creepy though. Huh.
Well, I have to hand it to whoever built this place. All this equipment looks brand new and in good repair.
Let's hope the Enterprise looks this good when it's this old.
We should be very careful about how we proceed, Captain. I have a strange feeling that evil is lurking nearby.
Evil, Ensign?
Something that wants to imperil our souls, sir. We must avoid that at all costs.
Weird phrasing. Might as well scan all these equipments.
This DNA sequencer appears to be nearly 50,000 years old. Yet it has not broken down and appears to be fully powered.
Amazing. Oh, hey. Hey, the Ionite monk. I mean, in the previous episode, Kirk I think he hit on a woman a little bit. So it does have a little bit of that. But yeah, I guess they wouldn't want to put this game on an M rating.
Aside from some dust and dirt and a small chemical deposit on the intake nozzle, this DNA replicator appears to be in the same condition that it was 50,000 years ago.
It is for PC. So, well, I mean, it is an old point-and-click adventure, but I think from late 90s. But yeah, I do remember there were a couple console Star Trek games, like for the Super Nintendo, I think. Yeah, but that one I think wasn't quite as good. I am enjoying this one so far. What's over here?
This appears to be a patch of rust and dust that has accumulated on the machine's surface.
These capsules, one with red and blue, are these containing the 2 life forms that we scanned? I wonder.
Standard Starfleet Science Tricorder.
There are plenty of other elements that are from the original shows that are present in these games, especially the banter between Spock and Bones and McCoy.
Aside from some dust and dirt and a small chemical deposit on the intake.
Okay, just saying the same thing. You just operate these machines?
I was unaware you had studied genetics at the Academy, Captain.
Okay, I'll get you to do it, the genetics specialist. Yeah.
Wow, this is almost identical to an 8000 sequencer. Cutting-edge Federation technology. Just input a sample, and the sequencer analyzes it so it can be spliced or altered on the genetic level with the replicator.
The fact that they got all the original original actors to reprise their roles in the game also makes it feel very much like you're just watching new episodes of the original series in these games.
I welcome you, otherworlders. I beseech you, save us from that which seeks our destruction.
How fitting for a devil to appear on a world that looks like hell.
Enough of that, Mr. Johns. This is just another xenobiological entity.
Correction, Doctor. This is a projection biological entity.
Jim, the only life form readings are within that machine behind the portal. Single-cell organisms with an extremely high reproductive rate, but a very poor metabolism and an extremely short lifespan.
Can I talk to it?
Greetings, I am James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. What can we do for you? So, when do the wicked witches and goblins show up?
Always gotta have a jerk answer.
Your emergency beacon and statement lead me to believe you see more of an emergency than exists here. Greetings, I am James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise.
I am Visner of the Alphen people. Our race possessed this world and thrived here until the invasion by the forces of light. We are locked in a death struggle with them, for they desire our destruction. Do you aid them?
No, we do not aid them. Wars and destruction are not things we value, Visner. Our prime directive prevents us from interfering in internal struggles. But at the request of all parties, we might negotiate a compromise.
I mean, how long ago was this war? The place already seems very destroyed.
Forgive me, but I find that claim insupportable. This world, while grim, hardly looks like a battleground. Who is trying to destroy it? Wars and destruction are not things we value, Visner. Our prime directive prevents... Forgive me, but I find that claim insupportable. This world, while grim, hardly looks like a battleground.
I mean...
Who is trying to destroy it?
Yeah, this makes more sense. It is weird that he's claiming this world is a battlefield.
The Omegans seek our destruction. They cling to the ridiculous belief that life began with their advent into the universe. From countless studies, we know that life existed well before they appeared. We know this because we sought refuge from the violence of their invasion. A clear sign that we predate them.
There are many accounts on many worlds of angels casting devils from heaven. Perhaps this is a twisted retelling of these stories.
Mr. Johns, avoiding the fallacy of linking two disparate and separate phenomena is advised at this juncture.
I thought you were sentient creatures, unlike the Omegans, but this is not clear. Our enemies fail to acknowledge the veracity of our claim to precedence, despite the evidence. Go to them. See for yourself, then do what must be done. Be warned, Azra is a persuasive deceiver.
Okay. We'll just meet another hologram for another side of this war. And yeah, once again we see a lot of something that I think we saw a lot in other episodes of the series is alien versions of mythical creatures. I mean, I remember there was an episode where the crew of the Enterprise met the god Apollo, and in another game, a point-and-click adventure game, there was an alien who claimed to be Quetzalcoatl, the Aztec gods. Now this guy's claiming that these peoples might have influenced the story of angels and demons. Got two more exits here. What's going on? And here we go.
Greetings, gentle beings, and welcome. I am Azra of the Omegan people. You are the salvation we have long sought. Thank you for answering our summons.
An angel!
Actually, it is the projected image of an angel, Mr. Johns.
Jim, somewhere in that machine behind the portal are single-cell organisms. They have a healthy metabolism and a long lifespan, but an extremely low rate of reproduction.
Huh. Well, like opposite of the other ones. The other ones had a high rate of reproduction, but a short lifespan. Okay, talk to you then.
So where's the emergency? Greetings, I am James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise.
I am Azra of the Omegan people, an ancient and venerable race which labors to prevent the domination of this world by the forces of darkness. We require you to expunge this place of our mortal enemies.
Captain, the most worthwhile purpose in life is to fight against the forces of darkness. We must help him.
Enemies? This world is so barren that all the life on it is located right here. If you have mortal enemies, we've not seen them. Who are you talking about?
Yeah. Very quick to jump to conclusions. You shouldn't just buy that one side is wrong just because it's called the Forces of Darkness.
I speak of the Alphans, of course. They are foul, cold creatures who pervert even the most sacred ideas. They cling to the heretical belief that life began within darkness. Of course, we recognize light as the life bringer. All things began in a brilliant, life-giving burst of light.
A burst of light? That's a common motif in creation stories.
Or in accordance with the Big Bang theory of the universe's creation.
You must expunge the world of the Alphans. This is why I called you here. I know you can accomplish what you need to do with the equipment that is present. Be warned, Visner can be very persuasive. I await your report of success.
There's no need to leave. We've already talked with Visner. I have to say that I find many of your claims insupportable.
Insupportable? How can you defend a race whose very existence is based upon deceit and foul lies?
Foul lies? Their position contradicts yours, but there are similarities. You dwell on your differences so much, you just can't see them.
Yeah, you just want us to pick whichever side and should win and kill the other side? You want us to fight your war for you? Come on.
Frankly, Azra, Visner is quite rational and makes your impassioned pleas for genocide sound psychotic. For a being of goodness, you're rather bloodthirsty. Maybe you should try practicing what you preach.
Yeah, that is
Foul
true.
lies. Their position contradicts yours, but there are
Yeah, I'll take this
similarities.
Captain, they're as different as angels and demons.
Right up, yeah, in
Similarities?
St. John's.
They are beings of shadow. They mock our perfection. They are our antithesis, created after we were to destroy us and our potential for good.
You repeatedly proclaim yourself good and suggest you are morally superior to the Alphans. Why don't you act like it? If you're so perfect, how come you need our help?
Reminds me of the line in Star Trek, the fifth movie. Why does God need a spaceship? Very similar, like an alien creature claiming to be a divine being.
You said they were created after you were. How do you know that?
Yeah, kind of want to ask that. Is that their whole premise?
We know we came first because that is what our sacred scriptures tell us.
Yeah.
In the light we were born and commanded to shun that which dwells in darkness.
It's a holy war.
This clearly tells us that we came first. Surely you can see that. Or is it that you have some other interpretation of the event that birthed the Omegans?
Does your sacred scriptures explicitly say that no beings were created before you?
Dare you suggest they came first?
Let's see what we've got. Two single-celled organisms, each incapable of survival on their own. One lives in light, the other lives in darkness. Each must live a limited and unstable life without the other.
Captain, do you know what you're doing?
Allow us to unite you again. Your combined strengths will make you a viable entity again.
The persuasiveness of your arguments has opened for me a door through which I spy a future and a truth that I have long denied. You are correct. Perhaps being only half of a whole, I could not see the solution. Yes, I desire your help for my people. Help us.
Seem more reasonable than I expected. Okay, do I just pick up this thing? Is this where the single-celled organisms are?
The sample dish feels warm to the touch.
Okay. This feels very weird. I should scan this machine just to make sure I understand what it's doing.
This casing is constructed from a uranium alloy and contains computer equipment, an image projector controlled from the keyboard, a communications relay, a genetic bank behind that porthole, and a slot with which to take samples from the genetic bank. The computer is quite sophisticated, Captain, with encoded engrams similar to Dr. Daystrom's M5 computer program, which would indicate artificial intelligence.
So these people are long dead, but they created artificial intelligences of themselves to keep cells of themselves alive for thousands of years. And now we Now they expect us to either choose who lives or who dies, or to put them both together or something. Why does it take so long to gain control here? Let me save and see what's in the third door before I do anything.
Save new game. Replace previous.
Anyone here? Oh. Is this where we combine the two, maybe? Let me go back. It's like a very small area for this level. I wonder if he will get transported somewhere else later. Hello?
I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm looking at an inner circle of hell. It's closed up tighter than a Tellerate's mind.
How can we activate this guy again? I want to try and talk to him about joining with the other guy.
Maybe I should ask Spock to take a look at this.
Okay, yeah. Spock is the computer guy.
I am reactivating Visner, Captain.
There we go. And now notice that he stands in shadow. The other one, I think, stood in the light over here.
Was it not as I said it would be? Are not the Omegans a fanatical race, uninterested in anything but fulfilling some self-contradictory messianic destiny for themselves? I assume they filled your heads with their warped theology.
Frankly, Visner, Azra is certainly committed to his cause, but hardly the blood-mad fanatic you describe him to be.
I know a little bit.
Warped theology. It is true they differ greatly from you, but your worldviews are based on common beliefs. You see things from different perspectives, that's all. Frankly, Visner, Azra is certainly committed to his cause, but warped theology. It is true they differ greatly from you, but your worldviews are based on common beliefs. You see things from different perspectives, that's all.
Really? Is this supposed to be like a religion versus science debate or something?
Are you utterly ungrounded in logic? They are creatures of superstition. They invaded our world, then sought to drive us from it. How can you suggest we are anything alike?
You question my grounding in logic, but you don't apply logic to an examination of Alphan beliefs. Aren't they concerned with the same things you are? You're supposed to be the reasonable one. Your facts can't be very persuasive if you aren't willing to try and find common. You said they usurped your place in the world, which suggests prior ownership by you. What evidence do you have to support that concept?
Okay, I guess I'll pick this.
We know we came first because they invaded us. An invasion suggests they came to take away that which we possessed. Clearly you can see that.
How do you know they didn't exist on this world before you encountered them?
Do you further suppose they came first and we invaded them?
I see there are only single-celled organisms here, each with a defect. Perhaps at one time, the Alpha and Omega life forms were united. A strong, viable species that became divided. Only by reuniting can you hope to survive. And only through mutual cooperation and our help can you reunite.
Captain, this thing is evil. We can't unite them.
Your position is unassailable and points out the one and only purpose for our races. Thank you, Captain Kirk, for making me see that. Yes, I desire your help for my people. Help us.
Hey, Lep. Welcome. So far, a weird episode. Got to argue with...
You take the alpha sample, which feels cold to the touch.
Huh. The other one felt warm to the touch. Got to argue with projections of artificial intelligence recreations of races long dead. One appears to be based in science, the other based on religion. But they have been at war for a long time. Well, I guess we'll join them together. They're each guarding single-celled organisms of their own race, I guess. Put them here.
Interesting. They began multiplying at a phenomenal rate, so fast that they couldn't absorb enough energy to survive.
Okay. What about this one?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Oh. Come on, McCoy, get out of the way.
The Omegans seemed to metabolize at a phenomenal rate, so fast they couldn't cope. Their own energy efficiency caused them to consume themselves.
Wait, what? Are they both dead or something?
A viewing port into the genetic holding tank.
Did I do something wrong here? What?
I'm not so good with this type of machine, Captain.
Okay, Spock, do something.
The narrow width of the keyboard indicates the creatures who designed it were possessed of hands with only 3 fingers and a thumb.
Okay.
The narrow width of the keyboard indicates...
You can analyze this just by the keyboard. What do I do here? Scan this machine.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
But what's it supposed to do?
The computer is functional, but I detect no connection between the keyboard and the machine itself. Apparently, it was designed this way.
Huh. Now what?
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
McCoy, you do something.
I don't understand any of...
Yeah, me neither do I. What? Did we just do something wrong or both samples? Did I put the samples in this? I should. Okay, let's hope I can give it another shot. Apparently the samples destroyed themselves in that machine.
I am reactivating Visner, Captain.
Yeah, can I have another sample of your genetic material?
I see you have foolishly wasted the sample I have provided. I will, however, provide another in the hopes that your mission may be completed.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, next I'm gonna save
You
next
take
time.
the alpha sample.
And they both called Alphans and Omegans. Kind of weird. I'll talk to the other one. What do these two tubes do? Talk. Reactivate things.
I will now reactivate Azra, Captain.
Now you can see how he stands in the light, the other one stood in the shadow of the door.
I see you have foolishly wasted the sample I have provided.
Yeah.
I will,
Sorry about
however,
that.
provide another, in the hopes that I may be reunited with my other self.
Okay, I guess figure out how to do this.
The sample dish feels warm to the touch.
Okay, just putting them in the machines one at a time obviously did not work. Maybe I should try this. Okay, let me save first. So I don't have to, so if I do something wrong again, I don't have to.
Save new game. Replace previous.
Okay. I put this here. Might have been the wrong side.
I don't know why, but I could not get a good sampling.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Maybe this one.
No,
here?
I don't think that's necessary.
Or over
No,
here?
I don't think...
Yeah, I might have mixed them up. Maybe I should have put the blue one in the blue capsule. Load. Blue one,
No, I don't think that's necessary.
No?
No,
Here?
I don't think...
Okay, maybe this one first?
This sample sequence is like a dream.
Okay. Now what?
No, I don't think that... No, I don't think that's...
About this one? Keep using on this one instead of... Maybe this one doesn't work?
I don't know why, but I could not get a...
No, I don't think...
I was unaware you had studied.
Captain, we have to run a set of source samples through the sequencer before I can make a composite sample with the replicator.
Oh, I see. This one is the input and this one is the output. But using this one did nothing? Can this just slowly?
Boy, these alphans are healthy little beggars. They're multiplying at a phenomenal rate.
About this one?
These Omegans are incredible. They metabolize almost everything, which explains how they give off that glow.
The Alphans are the shadow ones and Omegans are the light ones, yeah, right? Yeah. Kind of mixing them both up.
Wow, this is almost identical to an 8000 sequence.
No, he already said that. Okay. You do something,
Captain,
Spot?
Ensign Johns would be the ideal person to operate this device. It appears to be ancient, yet resembles devices that were introduced into the Federation last year.
Can I just... I sequence this and then get an
This
output?
sample sequence is like a dream.
Figuring out the order of events, or sequence of events I need to
Captain, we have to run a set of source samples through the sequencer before I can make a...
thought I already did that.
Wow, this...
What's this for anyway?
This DNA sequencer appears to be nearly 50,000 years old.
Okay, so this is a DNA sequencer, and is this the replicator?
Aside from some dust and dirt and a small chemical deposit on the intake nozzle, this DNA replicator appears to be in the same condition that it was 50,000 years ago.
Okay. You have to do something with that machine on the back. Yeah. What does this do again?
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
Or is this where I put the output of the replicator? The finished product, I guess.
The computer is functional, but I detect no...
Yeah, this computer looks like just like the ones in the other rooms, but they're not producing anything? Or?
The narrow width of the keyboard...
Does that mean you can't operate it because you don't have just 3 fingers? Come on.
I'm not so good with this type of machine.
Yeah, kind of limited in what I can do here.
No, I don't think...
You have just killed the life forms in that dish.
Okay. Just use the phase. Even the phaser on stun will kill all the life forms. Okay. Yeah, let's reload. Why is this not able to be sequenced? Can I do something to fix that?
I don't know why, but I could not get a good sampling.
Yeah, why can't you get a good sampling? I don't think we can use the communicators. Uhura said that the storm would not allow it.
Nothing to report, Captain. Are you ready to be beamed aboard?
Tourist season's not over, Lieutenant.
So when do we get shore leave, Captain?
Lieutenant, if I scheduled shore leave down on this planet, I'd be the most unpopular captain in the Starfleet. Kirk out.
Okay. Okay, so we can contact Uhura, just...
There's nothing there that requires a ship's medical kit.
Oh, can't you do anything to improve
There's nothing there that requires...
this sample? It's a science striker, I say.
This colony of creatures appears viable for the short term only.
Is that why they can't be sequenced?
This colony of creatures appears viable for the short term only.
If not for a thin covering of red dust, you would assume this DNA replicator had just been unboxed and set up.
I don't know. Is there anything outside that might need or use?
A natural tower of rocks, apparently volcanic. The building, which is old and pitted with micrometeorite strikes, appears ancient, and if built by humanoids, was created for tall individuals.
I don't think we can go much farther away from it. Oh, we can actually. Oh, okay, good thing
antenna. I wonder what it was meant for.
That's what we're here to find out, Mr. Johns.
Good thing I explored a little bit. Maybe this is there's something useful here.
Unlike the rocks surrounding it, the sensor array dish looks fairly new.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing for the computers to be new inside the building, but what about this outside? Did someone set this up recently? And this.
This appears to be similar to Federation technology, Captain. Its control principles are similar to the Medaille sensor dish on Vulcan. It has locked the array at a 35-degree angle. Without knowledge of the code control sequence, I cannot adjust it. I also detect that its power core is not functioning. It operates on geothermal energy, tapping into heat from the ground below.
Okay, can you operate it?
Captain, until power has been returned to these controls, there is nothing I can do.
Okay.
This appears in pretty good shape for having been out for so long. I wish I knew how to use it.
Huh.
The control mechanism for the array.
Maybe I need to do something inside to reactivate this?
Unlike the rocks surrounding it,
Yeah. This.
volcanic in origin, these rocks have been here for a long time.
Okay. Anything else outside that I may need? Oh, another one. I mean, I assume everything will just be the same, but might as well scan this too.
Captain, the controls indicate the device is aligned at an angle approximately 35 degrees above the horizon. There appears to be some sort of anomaly in the control program that has misaligned the controls, but my tricorder is unable to determine it. Without a method of determining the proper angle, I'm afraid I cannot realign the dish.
Why would I want to realign the dish? I mean, what's the point of sending signal? Okay, so this area is a little bigger than I thought. I thought it was just that building with those 3 rooms. Now there are these 3 dishes. What about this one?
This appears to be similar to Federation technology, Captain. Its control principles are similar to the Madai sensor dish on...
Same thing. And I bet you can't operate this one either.
Until power has been...
Yeah.
This seems pointless.
Yeah, try going down, I guess. Is this one without power?
These controls do not seem to be functioning properly.
Oh. But the other 2 are without power. This one is just not working.
The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage. The support beneath the base is weak and crumbled. It is aligned to a point approximately 35 degrees above the horizon.
Yeah, they're all aligned like that, I think. 35 degrees. What do I do with these? Might as well try using this on this.
No, I don't think that...
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta try something weird. Let's see if it works. Okay. I guess that's it. It's 3 arrays that are not powered. And this room. Can I talk to you about... Can I talk to this guy about the sample he gave me? No wonder.
I am reactivating Visner, Captain.
Yeah, about your sample.
We can do nothing further for you, but the facts suggest that you can succeed with perseverance. We await your success.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, but could use a little help.
This appears to be a patch of rust and dust that has accumulated on the machine's surface.
Is that going to affect how it works? I mean...
Readings indicate that along with oxidation and dust, there is some organic residue in the crust-like buildup.
Organic residue? Can I pick it up?
No effect.
Can I vaporize it?
Captain, using the phaser at that setting may damage the equipment.
Right. Maybe a
Captain,
lower setting.
A unique use of a phaser, but adequate for removing the deposits from the apparatus.
Yeah, this might be what was preventing this from working. Okay. Can I do anything with this now?
This sample sequence is like a dream.
Okay.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Is it really going to only replicate it after?
Captain, we have to run a set of source samples through the sequencer before I can make a composite sample with the replicator.
Okay, yeah. Need to do both. Yeah, but once I put this one, it says he can't sequence it. Now what?
I don't know why, but I could not get a good sampling.
This music change makes me feel like I did something wrong.
Captain, we have to run a set of source.
Yeah. Putting either sample alone in this computer will just make it will just waste it. I put this guy on here. It's still activated.
Save new game.
Save
Replace pre.
Number 3.
Finish your task, human, with our blessing.
Could use a little help. If I put this here.
I don't think you can insert samples into this machine, sir. They only come out of the machine.
Okay. You do something with this?
That appears to be the Alphen sample. I must presume that you know this.
Yeah. You're the Omegans. Yeah, the Alphen sample are the other ones. You say
That is the sample I gave you.
Yeah. Okay, so why can I only scan one and not the other? And how do I scan the other? Hang on. What if I use... if I use this sample on the rust?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
I don't know why, but I could not get a good sampling.
If I could know why, I could try and figure out what to do about it.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Can't you just use the replicator?
I was unaware you had studied genetics.
Oh. Yeah, he's just gonna say, can't you do it? Yeah, those relays outside must be what attracted the Enterprise here. Apparently they heard they detected a signal coming from this planet. Can I open this?
No effect. A large alien computer.
Okay, I thought these might be like panels that I could open.
The thick glass window and the light coming from it make it difficult to see beyond it, though you get the impression of a living plasma swirling behind it.
Talking to
this place feels evil, sir. I hope we don't have to stay here very long.
What about you,
Captain? Now that we have a sample of the Alphen genetic code, we should go elsewhere to complete our mission.
Okay, let's... Yeah, what they say when we talk to them varies depending on where we are. I'll try talking to him here.
Captain, it is unusual for an officer of Ensign John's skill to be unable to replicate the Alpha sample.
Are you accusing me of lying, Mr. Spock?
There is a 99.97% probability that you are attempting to mislead us.
Uh-huh.
The punishment for intentionally misleading one's commanding officer is court-martial.
I mean, he was accusing those guys of being demons. Maybe he doesn't want to sequence them.
How unusual. Maybe I should have a go at this problem.
I don't think you'll be able to help, Doctor.
Look, Ensign, You've already crossed the line between incompetence and insubordination. I'm trying to help save your career.
I appreciate your effort, but you can't help me.
Right.
Ensign, let Dr. McCoy try that troublesome sequence.
I can do the job, sir, if I can have some peace and quiet here.
Mr. Johns, I think I'm getting a clear picture here of your difficulties. Do you realize that insubordination is an offense punishable by a court-martial?
Yeah.
It looks to me that you're deliberately trying to mislead us. That's not a good career move. Calm down, Ensign. No one is criticizing you. I just need answers.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to accuse him or right now. It's just everyone calm down.
I appreciate the offer, Captain, but I know what's right and wrong here, so I don't need your help.
Ensign, I appreciate your situation, but this is not the time for philosophy. You have a job to do.
Yeah.
Ensign, you are here as a genetic engineer, not as a philosopher. I expect my orders to be obeyed, and if you have a problem with them, I don't expect to be deliberately misled. I could really use a Tellarite security officer right now. Ensign, I appreciate your situation, but this is not the time for...
You don't understand, Captain. Look at the Alphans and look at the Omegans. There's so much evil in the universe. You're asking me to destroy a race of good and beauty by mixing their genetics with something ugly, something evil. I can't do it.
Ensign, these Alphans and Omegans are single-celled creatures. Those projections are only constructs. Examine them yourself. Could their DNA produce creatures like Azra and Visner?
For some reason it skipped a text there. I did not do that. Oh.
I am asking you to do nothing of the kind, Ensign. You believe in the struggle of good against evil, and I respect that. But the application of your philosophical perspective is misplaced here. The Alphans and Omegans are single-celled creatures. They are no more capable of good or evil than a tribble. Can't you see that?
Tribble.
Ensign, I think you're confusing things. The Alphans and Omegans are single-celled creatures. While the projections may have seemed sophisticated and human, they are constructs. You can look at the sequence and tell what you have there for DNA could never produce such a creature, can't you?
Three options seem very similar to each
Ensign,
other.
these Alphans and Omegans are single-celled creatures. Those projections are only constructs. I am asking you to do nothing of the kind, Ensign. You believe in the struggle of good against evil, and I respect that. But the application of your
single cells. You're right. I've been a real idiot. I suppose I should take a refresher course in Aesop.
It wouldn't hurt. Some of the wisest people in history have written for children.
Never judge an input card by its label. I guess that was the trap I fell into and kept me from doing my job and made me deceive my captain.
If it's any consolation, you're not very good at deception, Ensign.
Thank you, sir. I hope you'll give me a chance to correct my mistakes. Do you think we're really meant to combine the two races?
You've programmed the sequences. You can tell whether they're compatible.
Sir, the sequencer indicates that they need to be combined for their continual survival. But how did you know?
I listened to Dr. McCoy. It seemed the logical conclusion, given the evidence.
Thank you, Captain.
Okay, I think we figured that out. Okay, how about you sequence these guys now?
The alpha sample is sequenced, sir.
There we go. And this one?
This sample sequence is like a dream.
Okay, they're both sequenced. Let me save and before I remove this, just to make sure I didn't do anything.
Replace, delete, replace previous
Just make sure I really
game.
needed to do that. I think I did, but...
Captain, we have to run a set of source samples through the sequencer before I can make a composite sample with the replicator.
Didn't we do that already?
The two samples have joined together as easily as if they had once been a whole and had been separated before.
Any race that had this technology 50,000 years ago could possibly have been able to perform such a dissection and kept both halves alive.
Captain, with the samples sequenced together, I'm ready to use the replicator to produce a sample with the combined genetic data.
Said that this had some organic material. Is the result going to be different if I don't remove this?
Save new game. Replace, delete, previous, replace.
Number 2. Yeah, let's try with the this rust and then again without, just to see what happens.
I am producing a new culture, Captain. Captain, the genetic sequence is still stored in the computer. If we need another sample, the replicator can generate it.
Okay. So what if I pick this up and put it in the third machine? Will it generate another hologram?
You take a new sample from the replicator, which feels oddly chilly and lifeless in your hands.
I guess we'll call this new life form the Gammons.
Why not? Makes sense to me.
Okay. Let me see. Let me try. Now removing these.
A unique use of a phaser, but adequate for removing the deposits from the apparatus.
Now try replicating again.
I am producing a new culture, Captain. Captain, the genetic sequence is still stored in the computer. If we need another sample, the replicator can generate it.
It does look different than the one we just got. This one is yellowish. This one is greenish.
I officially christen this life form the Gammons.
Yeah, the rust did have an effect. Okay, I guess we'll save and save again. And see which one does what.
Save new game. Replace previous game.
3. Okay, let's see what the one with the rust does.
You took it in, but there are problems. The malformed creatures are feeding upon each other and destroying the colony.
Ah.
Life energy levels are falling. They're gone.
Yeah. I guess that's what would have happened if I did not remove the detritus or the rust. Let me try this one now. This one should
Well,
work.
Jim, it doesn't look like it does anything. Oh, I guess I spoke too soon.
Aha.
It took it in. It looks as if the colony is getting a foothold in there.
Life energy levels are spiking. They're building to a level sufficient for sending out a signal 100 times stronger than the one that brought us here, Captain.
The Gammon sample appears to be thriving in this environment.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created. I am authorized to tell you. Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created.
Tell me what?
I am authorized to tell you.
It would appear there is more to this message than we are receiving.
Kirk to Uhura. Are you receiving any strange subspace or radio signals?
Captain, there is a neutrino-based transmission being broadcast near your current position from a point of unknown origin, probably from another star system. Our equipment is not designed to handle it, though given 1 or 2 weeks, we might be able to identify patterns and extrapolate what it's trying to say.
We'll work on the problem from here. Kirk out.
Huh.
Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which...
Okay, now what? Okay, I guess I can save now. I think this
Save new game.
counts
Replace
as
previous
progress.
game.
Can I talk to the other guys? Yeah, he told me to come back when I succeeded in my mission, so let's see what he has to say now. He even combined their colors. One was yellow, the other was blue, that resulted in the green.
Finish your task, human, with our blessing.
I thought I finished. Okay, can I do something outside now, maybe? Maybe the antennas are operational.
The control mechanism for the array.
An antenna. I wonder what it was meant for.
That's what we're here to find out, Mr. Johns.
Captain, until power has been returned...
No power still. Thought I might have activated something with that third computer. Come on.
Captain, these controls do not...
No, it seems like the same thing. Try talking to them. One thing I learned in this game is that it's useful to scan everything with the science tricorder and talk to everyone at some point, because as you saw just now, sometimes just talking to someone unlocks it makes progression, unlocks a new course of action.
This array is clear evidence of an ongoing alien interest in this world.
Someone once tried to talk me into buying a retirement villa on a world like this. It was a bargain.
Small wonder then.
Someone selling ice water here would make a fortune.
Kind of reminds me of a Klingon penal colony, don't you think?
I think I would just as soon avoid the research needed to make that judgment, sir.
I mean, yeah, Kirk has been in a Klingon penal colony. He was in Star Trek 6.
The peacefulness of this planet is a nice change, isn't it, Mr. Spock?
Somewhat like the meditation grounds on Vulcan, Captain.
After our encounter with the Alasi, the Vardane, and their replica of the Enterprise, I can appreciate a few less stressful missions.
True, Captain. As long as you do not lower your guard, there is always the potential for danger.
Yeah, compared to the other missions, this one's pretty calm. No clear enemies.
The array appears to be in similar condition to the others we have seen.
This is definitely the kind of place you want to be from, not heading to.
The difference between this place and hell is flames.
You overlook one other difference, Mr. Johns. As your author Mark Twain said, heaven for the climate, hell for the company.
You know, Mark Twain had said that. Okay. Hang on, I'm going to scan this again just to make sure.
I really don't think this is the sort of place that would be suited to resort traffic. These rocks would strip the hide off a Horta.
No, I'm not trying to use the rocks. Come on. I'm trying to use the tricorder.
The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage. The support beneath the base is weak and...
Same thing as before.
Captain, the controls indicate the device is aligned at an angle
35
approximately
degrees.
30.
Yeah. Same thing again as before. Okay, I guess we'll go back inside and see what we can do there. Maybe contact Uhura from here.
Mr. Scott requests to know if everything is all right, sir.
Tell Mr. Scott that everything is fine. Kirk out.
Okay. Wait, I didn't talk to him yet.
You know, Jim, this is not the kind of place to inspire homesickness.
I hope they didn't pay the landscapers very many credits for this work.
Not quite a picnic spot, but it has its charm. What do you think, Bones?
With the thin atmosphere, Sunblock 187 would be nice.
Aside from this sensor array, there is nothing unexpected here.
Okay. Wait, is this receiving signals or sending them? Yeah, let me try talking to everyone in this third room. Maybe someone has an opinion on what to do next. Oh.
Do you have any idea what this machine does, Spock?
Yeah.
It looks like a containment unit for an artificially created genetic construct. My tricorder indicates the device contains a nutrient replicator that could last for thousands of centuries. I would speculate this would nursemate the genes until it has evolved into a higher form of life and is ready for release on the planet's surface.
So they're going to create a new population of beings in this planet? based on the new genetic sample.
This place doesn't feel evil, Captain.
Well, this place seems peaceful enough.
Why do I have a feeling that this mission will be resolved in this room?
Divine inspiration, Captain?
I won't discount it, Ensign.
Okay.
The narrow width of the keyboard indicates...
Okay, you know you can't use the computer.
I'm not so good with this type of...
Can we scan something to make it repair the message, maybe?
The computer is functional, but I detect no connection between the keyboard.
Yeah. What about scanning these?
There's nothing living in here, but there are nutrients capable of sustaining large quantities of life.
Nothing living. Didn't I just inject a genetic sample? Maybe this is what he would say before I put anything, just repeating.
A viewing port into the genetic holding tank.
Can you do something?
Looks empty to me.
Empty?
This definitely reminds me of an isolation bay in a genetic brewing vat. I have no idea how to use this thing.
Okay. Hang on. What if I get another sample? That the replicator could
I am producing a new culture, Captain.
Creating
Captain,
them?
after that last bad sample, I feared for the worst. However, this sample appears to be okay.
Yeah. Okay. You just keep putting them in that machine. Maybe that will unlock more portions of the message.
Captain, the projector has already been activated.
No, I don't think...
Okay, never mind.
Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created. I am authorized.
Scan this projection.
This projection is being cycled at 1,000 frames a second, which suggests the equipment was designed to function in the presence of a race that has a sharper visual acuity than the human or Vulcan races.
Oh, how's it FPS?
Whatever he is, he's not alive. I get no readings at all from him.
Okay, maybe I'll try talking to the other guy, the Alphan. The Omega won't say anything. Maybe this guy will.
I am reactivating Visner, Captain.
We can do nothing further for you, but the facts suggest that you can succeed.
Yeah. I'm trying to persevere here, but...
No, I don't think...
running out of ideas. Oh, what if I sequence this here?
No, I don't think that...
No?
No, I don't...
Okay. Guess talk to them again here, maybe?
This situation is close to a resolution, Captain.
I hope so. I mean, it would take a lot. If I can solve this soon, I can take a lot less. It would take a lot less time than the previous episode.
I think I'm finished now, Captain.
Jim, how much longer do we have to stay on this rock?
Let's wrap up this mission so we can get out of here. Do you have any idea what this machine does?
Yeah, he's just repeating.
It looks...
I do get a feeling I have to do something outside. I mean, they wouldn't have those rooms or those screens, I guess that's what you call in a point and click adventure, if there was nothing to do here. But How do I restore power to this?
Unlike the rocks surrounding it, the sensor array dish looks fairly new. The control
Spock can't use the one in the one in the center is the different one. Let me try it. And I'm guessing this one.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Captain, these controls do not seem to be functioning properly. The array is a precision instrument that shows a high degree of machining.
Okay.
The array.
These are two separate objects. Kind of. Wait. Can I talk to it?
You get no response.
It's weird.
In sharp contrast to the
The array appears to have deployed recently.
Yeah, I think 35. Doesn't need to say that. No.
Nothing unusual.
I want to scan it. Can I pick up these
no
controls?
effect. No effect.
Interesting controls, right, Spock?
Fascinating, Captain.
Something I'm missing, maybe.
This seems pointless. Harsh winds and meteor. This seems.
Gotta be something I need to do with all three.
Captain, until power has been returned to these controls, there is nothing I can do.
How can I return power to the control?
The array dish is quite sturdy and doubtless still functional.
I think he hints that they are maybe not doing anything right now, but will do something in the future.
The array dish is quite sturdy and doubtless still functional.
And I power it with my phaser.
Jim, are you all right?
No. Sometimes it helped. It did. There was, the other game, the previous game, there were times where I take like the charges in from inside the phaser to power something.
Kirk's ready.
Enterprise to Captain. Mr. Scott wishes to know if you're ready to be...
Not yet, Uhura.
I think I can go down. Yeah, it's only these three.
No effect.
Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Captain, perhaps you should not use the sensor controls.
That's how you pick which button to press.
All these rocks make me think about someday getting back into the sport of rock climbing. Anyone else interested in trying it?
I see no logic in such an activity.
I pass.
I'm not a mountain goat, Jim.
So much for the spirit of adventure.
Yeah, haven't you seen what happened in Star Trek V? You're climbing a mountain and you fell.
You get no response.
Wait. I can't talk to this one? What? It's weird. The other one I could... There was a icon for talking to it. Could it be voice activated or something? Yeah, look at that.
You get no response.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
I doubt this will work.
I'm just a simple country doctor, not a magician. There's some things I just can't fix.
Yeah, okay.
No effect.
I'm surprised at the high degree of engineering evidenced by this array. I'm surprised. Interesting controls, right?
Fascinating. The array is a precision instrument.
If I had built an array this solid, I would have scored much better on my SETI project and would have gotten more than old Tellarite sports broadcasts on it.
SETI project.
A metal this durable should be used in reconstructive joint surgery.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything now. Yeah, I'm running out of ideas here. Just not much else to try.
The array dish appears to have escaped much of the damage visited upon the rocks.
They do say different things when I
This
try
appears
using
in pretty good shape for having been out for so long. I wish I knew how to use it. Spock, see what you can do with this.
Captain, until power has been returned to these controls, there is nothing I can do.
How do I return power to these controls?
Unlike the rocks surrounding it, the sensor volcanic in origin. Volcanic.
I had not thought of making the array appear as weathered as the rocks, but then I rely on logic to govern my actions.
Yeah, okay. I think I should not damage the equipment, okay. Talk to them here.
It strikes me as unlikely, Captain, that this world is capable of sustaining the society and culture needed to generate the distress signals we have been receiving from here.
Forgive me for saying so, sir, but this place is pitiful.
Well, I think I've finally found something I dislike more than having my molecules scrambled. This world.
Bones, stop complaining. There's nothing wrong with this place aside from a little dust. A magnificent desolation. Reminds me of a summer I spent on Mars climbing Olympus Mons.
You're kidding, right?
Oh. I'll try going inside again. Do I really need to do something here that I'm missing out?
Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the desire.
Captain, the
Kirk to Enterprise. Scotty, can you read me?
Mr. Scott is off duty, Captain.
Oh, never mind. Kirk out.
Pick something up here?
No effect. The computer console appears normal though non-functional. The computer a large alien computer.
Okay. Sucks not being able to progress for such a long time.
Jim, no, don't!
Just...
What happened? Did we...
Captain, message incoming from Starfleet.
Whoa.
On screen.
Captain, we've just received a transmission from an advanced alien race showing us your actions on Onius 2. They told us that they've lost all interest in communicating with the Federation because of them. Kirk, I am removing you from command. Captain Spock, you are to take the Enterprise to Starbase 6, where an inquiry into the actions of its former commander will convene.
Admiral.
That's an order, Captain Spock.
Yes, Admiral.
Richards, out.
Okay.
I'll pray for you, sir.
Captain, message from Starfleet.
I have reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. I'll be frank, Kirk. Starfleet expects more out of you than that. If I were you, I'd do some serious soul-searching about my command ability. I would expect as much from a cadet, but from Starfleet's finest. I'm going to have to forward my concerns to command. Kane out.
Mr. Sulu, set course for Starbase 6, warp factor 3.
Aye, sir. Course laid in, warp factor 3.
Got a bad ending, I guess, but... yeah, quite taking a long time to... Before, when you got a bad ending, you just
Load
got...
a previously saved game.
You just got load previously saved game. Okay. Don't destroy the precious genetic material. Okay. Got it. Just trying random stuff. I mean, sometimes it's not really apparent what you need to do next.
Finish your task, human, without...
I'm trying to. What if I do this again? On here.
Jim, no, don't.
Yep,
What happened, Captain?
On screen.
Okay.
That's enough. Yes, Richard.
Skip, skip, skip.
I'll be...
Mr. Eisen.
Okay, now.
Load of
Don't do it to
previously
anyone.
said.
Don't do it to anyone. Okay. Gotta be careful where I fire my phasers.
It is a fully functional genetic replicator, Captain.
Maybe I should reload before I activated that guy. Maybe I missed some important message. There's some hinted at what I needed to do.
Nothing unusual about... Energy levels behind this glass are more than sufficient for having powered the distress signal we received. In addition, I detect a nutrient replicator within the apparatus, capable of feeding organisms for thousands of centuries.
Whole lot of nothing behind there, I think.
Nothing?
Oh, I wish I knew a little more about sciences.
I sense nothing beyond this glass.
Yeah, why are they saying there's nothing beyond the glass? I thought the sample I inputted is growing.
Looks empty to me.
Maybe. What if I did something wrong by putting the bad sample first and then the good sample left? Yeah, let me try this again.
The alpha sample is sequenced, sir. This sample sequence is like a...
Now remove this.
A unique use...
I'm just gonna skip all the dialogue since we already seen it.
I am producing a new cult... Captain, the genetic sequence is still stored in the computer. I officially christened...
Okay. See what happens if I don't put the bad sample first.
Well, Jim, it doesn't look like it does anything. Oh, I guess I spoke too soon. It took it in. It looks as if the colony is getting a foothold in there.
Yeah, so why it was empty?
Life energy levels are spiking. They're building to a level sufficient for sending out a signal 100 times stronger than the one that brought us here, Captain.
The gammon sample appears to be thriving in this environment.
Okay.
Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created. I am authorized to tell you.
It would appear there is more to this message than we are receiving.
Kirk to Uhura. Are you receiving any strange subspace or radio signals?
Captain, there is a neutrino-based transmission being broadcast near your current position from a point of unknown origin, probably from another star system. Our equipment is not designed to handle it, though given 1 or 2 weeks we might be able to identify patterns and extrapolate what it's trying to say.
We'll work on the problem from here. Kirk out.
Okay, so there's a signal being broadcast to this planet, so those sensors array, maybe I'm trying to receive it, but maybe they're not aligned. How do I align them, though?
A viewing port into the...
I sense nothing beyond.
You know, it's just the same thing. Oh, hey. Why do you think it's like... Is that your new name? You got a new Twitch account? I figured as much.
An antenna. I wonder what it was meant for.
That's what we're here to find out, Mr. Johns.
I mean, not many people would pick that name, I guess. But yeah, I'm currently stuck on this game, trying to figure out what to do, which is always a risk of playing a venture game blindly. But yeah, they use the same voices as the original cast. I mean, it is Leonard Nimoy, William Shatner, and DeForest Kelly reprising their roles. It makes it very authentic, and very much like you're watching another episode of the original series.
This appears in pretty good shape for having been out for so long. I wish I knew how to use it.
The array dish appears to have escaped much of the damage visited upon the rocks.
Yeah, I feel I have to do something here, but I'm not sure what.
The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage. The focal point of the dish is aligned approximately 35 degrees above the horizon. This appears to be similar to Federation technology, Captain. Its control principles are similar to the Medaille sensor dish on Vulcan. It has locked the array at a 35-degree angle. Without knowledge of the code control sequence, I cannot adjust it. I also detect that its power core is not functioning. It operates on geothermal energy, tapping into heat from the ground below.
I mean, in other point-and-click adventures, a lot of the obtuse part is like combining objects or using one object and then another, then another. In this one, I feel it's about doing the right thing with the right object. I mean, sometimes you have to use the right character on the right object, or first you have to scan something and then you know what to do, or sometimes you just talk to someone and you unlock. So yeah, it's still a little obtuse because there's still like one unique answer that you have to find, and sometimes you have to do a lot of testing to figure out what it is. But it's not once you do figure it out, it does make sense. So yeah, it's not like completely absurd. It's just a matter of once you do know what you have to do, it's okay. It makes sense that he would need to use this scan this machine to understand it or something. But yeah, sometimes the other parts where I got stuck in this game were because I didn't know like that I could scan something or that I could talk to someone. Or that I needed to use this character on that object instead of another character. Like he says this has no power and that the controls are locked. If I try using Spock.
Captain, until power has been returned to these controls, there is nothing I can do.
And yeah, so now how do I restore power to these controls?
Mr. Scott requests to know if everything is all right, sir.
Tell Mr. Scott that everything is fine. Kirk out.
Yeah, Michelle Nichols also reprising Uhura. You don't control Scotty in this game a lot, because I mean, this game you have another part where you're in the starship and you tell Scott to fix whatever part is damaged during combat. But during this away mission part, you usually control just Kirk, McCoy, and Spock, and some fourth character, usually a red shirt that dies on the way in the mission. I mean, he dies if you do something wrong.
I had not thought of making the array appear as weathered as the rocks, But then, I rely on logic to govern my actions.
Not in this game. I did get some red shirt skilled in the previous one. In the Star Trek 25th anniversary, the one I played before this. And you get graded after your mission, so if you do let someone die, you get a lower score than if you did the right thing, you managed to get everyone alive. Everyone out alive. These controls apparently don't. These one do have power. They're just
interesting
weird.
Controls, right, Spock?
Fascinating, Captain.
Fascinating. And yeah, knowledge of Star Trek in general does help with this game. Knowledge of what kind of abilities Spock has, or how a tricorder works, or what a phaser can do. Here you have two phasers, one in stun and another in kill. And the kill is not just used to kill things, but to dematerialize things. And the stun one can stun a person, or you can just lightly remove a coating of something, of rust. And you have a science tricorder, a medical tricorder, a medkit, and a communicator.
The control mechanism for the array.
Use
Captain, these controls do not seem to be functioning properly.
How come? In the other ones, he said don't have power. These ones have power but are not functioning.
Captain, the controls indicate the device is aligned at an angle approximately 35 degrees above the horizon. There appears to be some sort of anomaly in the control program that has misaligned the controls, but my tricorder is unable to determine it. Without a method of determining the proper angle, I'm afraid I cannot realign the dish.
Yeah.
Scotty, I need a calculation from the main computer.
Here you
While
go.
I know the computers on the Enterprise aren't quite as good as her engines, I think she'll manage.
I am sending the problem.
Ugh, that was too easy, Mr. Spock. The angle is 32.5 degrees.
Thank you, Mr. Scott.
So is there anything else you need, Captain?
Not now, Scotty. Kirk out.
And yeah, that's James Doohan as Scotty as well. Here we go. I finally got some progress. I used the communicator on there are 3 dishes. I used the communicator on the other 2 and not on this one. And this is the one I needed to. This was the different one I needed to use the communicator on. It's all about knowing the right object to use. And once you use, you know, okay, yeah, it makes sense that he would contact Scotty to solve this problem.
The array is a precision instrument that shows a high degree of...
Okay, let's see. Can you operate the controls now?
Captain, I cannot realign the sensor until power has been returned.
Okay, so maybe you need 2 things. 1, restore power, and 2, realign the computers. Oh, I think we did make progress. That is something, but I'm still stuck. How do I restore power?
We're ready to assist in any way we can, Captain. Scott out.
This array is clear evidence of an ongoing alien interest in this world.
Kind of reminds me of a Klingon penal colony, don't you think?
I think I would just as soon avoid the research needed to make that judgment, sir.
The array is a precision...
Interesting controls, right, Spock?
Fascinating, Captain.
Okay, so now it's...
Captain,
just...
I cannot realign the sensor until power has been returned.
Yeah, they said that there was a signal being broadcast to this planet that the Enterprise could not interpret. So I'm guessing I need to do something with this, but to receive the signal. And I guess aligning the dish was part of it. They were all aligned at 35 millimeters. Now it seems they should be aligned at 32.5, but still don't know how to solve the problem of the controls not being powered.
Captain, until power has been returned to these controls, there is nothing I can do.
Oh yeah, the banter between McCoy and Spock feels very much like the original series. It's very funny.
The volcanic rocks bear tiny scars from siderite strikes, as very little burns up in the atmosphere here.
Yeah, I don't think I can just power it with my
Given
phaser.
that this array is here, and likely here for a purpose, little will be gained by destroying it.
Yeah.
Fascinating. I had not thought you capable of an act of meaningless violence.
Yeah, if you try firing random things with your phaser, he'll criticize you, hey?
The sensor array's bright disk blossoms on a rock like a metal flower and points toward the distant horizon.
Very poetic. Scan this.
This appears to be similar to Federation technology, Captain. Its control principles are similar to the Madai sensor dish on Vulcan. It has locked the array at a 35-degree angle. Without knowledge of the code control sequence, I cannot adjust it.
Maybe I should go back to the other guys. Maybe now that I know what I need, I can ask them. There were alien projections of alien artificial intelligent constructs in a building nearby, and maybe they wouldn't say anything because I hadn't solved this part of the problem yet. Maybe now they will. Sometimes in adventure games, sometimes solving one problem will unlock an answer to another. Yeah. Is this just a shadow or something? Can't see it.
Unlike the rocks surrounding it,
Hang on. There was another... For some reason I could talk to this array. Yeah, it's
you get no response.
why can't I talk to this one? But
I'm surprised at the height of...
But not the other ones. Kind of weird. Okay, let me do what I said I was going to. I feel I'm almost done with this episode, but there's just one crucial step I'm not doing. I mean, the last episode was really long because there were a bunch of things I needed to do. This one seems a little shorter.
Finish your task, human, with our blessing.
Yeah. We have two peoples, one very religious, thinking that they're following a prophecy, and the other very science and fact-based, since thinking that the other guys are lunatics. Okay, now he's...
Beautiful and quite lifelike, the three-dimensional projection appears to be a blend of Alphan and Omegan traits.
Yeah, they were each guarding like genetic material of their own races, and I joined the two genetic materials and created this third race. Or activated. I mean, the race itself is just single-celled organisms, but that activated this hologram of this mixed race.
Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created. I am authorized to tell you. Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created. I am authorized to tell you.
Yeah, but he just keeps repeating the message is corrupted or something.
Kirk to Enterprise. Scotty, can you read me?
Mr. Scott is off duty, Captain.
Oh, never mind. Kirk out.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what this machine does, Spock?
Yeah, he's just repeating already.
It looks like a...
Why do I have a feeling that this mission will be resolved in this room?
Divine inspiration, Captain?
I won't discount it, Ensign.
This ensign is very religious. He thought the other guys were angels and demons.
The narrow width of the keyboard indicates the creatures who designed it were possessed of hands with only 3 fingers and a thumb.
Yeah, just like this guy. Yeah, he has 3 fingers.
I cannot affect this projection, Captain. Still, this is a very well done 3-dimensional projection of a computer-generated form. The program and the equipment are very sophisticated.
We take pride in our workmanship.
Oh, said something different this time.
I'm not so good with this type of machine, Captain.
Okay. Do something with
It
this.
seems to have the best points of both the Alphans and Omegans.
Yeah, the 2 races were Alphans and Omegans. He called these the Gammons.
Our host looks like an amalgam of various races throughout the universe, especially the 2 we've seen depicted here.
Okay, maybe there's something else I need to do out there. He said he needed codes. Maybe I'll just keep talking.
Doesn't do anything special for me, Captain.
Weird response.
Mr. Scott requests to know if everything is all right.
Tell Mr. Scott that everything is fine, Kirk.
Yeah, same thing. Okay, maybe sometimes just talking to the crew members will unlock a new path. Now that I solved this problem, maybe there's still something I need to do here.
This array is clear evidence of an ongoing...
Someone once tried to talk me into buying a retirement villa on a world like this. It was a bargain.
Small wonder that.
Someone selling ice water here would make a fortune.
Kind of reminds me...
I think I would...
Kirk, yeah, he said the same thing.
I'm surprised at
There are 2 problems here. One is knowing the command sequence to move the array, and another is restoring power to this controls.
Interesting controls, right, Spock?
Fascinating.
It's interesting that the control mechanism seems to have lasted as long as the actual array without taking damage.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Maybe we'll let Spock work with the controls.
Yeah, he said he won't.
Captain, I cannot realign the sensor until power has been returned.
How do I return power?
If I had built an array this solid, I would have scored much better on my SETI project and would have gotten more than old Tellarite sports broadcasts on it.
Yeah, he's saying the same thing.
The array is a...
I'm surprised at the high...
No effect. No effect.
Yeah, I can't pick anything up here.
We're ready to assist in any way we can, Captain. Scott out.
Okay, I'm back to being stuck now. Officially stuck.
Kirk's Enterprise.
Enterprise to Captain. Mr. Scott wishes to know if you're...
Not yet, Uhura.
No. Try all the controls again.
Captain, until power has been returned.
How do I return power? I might, if this keeps going, I might have to end the stream here and make this a shorter stream. And then like I might not look up the answer. I might just keep trying, like last time. I might just keep trying random things off stream until I find something, so that next time we'll at least know what to do.
Mr. Scott requests to know if everything is...
Tell Mr.
Aside from this sensor array, there is...
Yeah, I mean, I just don't want to waste a lot of time trying things randomly on stream.
Not quite a picnic spot, but it has
That's the risk of these
What do you think?
With the thin atmospheres
of these adventure games. Because yeah, there is I am playing actually other adventure games, but that sometimes I don't think they would be as good to stream, because sometimes they'll just take way too long between one answer and another. This game does feel harder than the previous one. The other one I did like multiple episodes per stream. Right now it's like one per stream, if that at all. It might take way longer to solve than the previous game. Yeah, I'm running out of ideas, so might. Yeah. Why would I need to create another sample?
I am producing a new culture, Captain.
Yeah, what's the point? I tried using this culture with the antenna outside and nothing happened. And I tried using the cultures here, but...
I don't think you can insert samples into this machine.
What do you have to say about this?
I see that you have successfully combined our two species.
Yeah?
Finish your task, human.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That was my last attempt at doing anything. I guess I'll save here. And we'll continue this weird episode at a later date.
Save new game. Replace pre...
Yeah, this is pretty unusual one. I mean, not a lot of interactions and a very small area. But yeah, this should do it for now. And yeah, this was Star Trek Judgement Rites Part 3. If you like these kind of retro games, retro-inspired games, point-and-click adventures, platformers, RPGs, first-person shooters, I play a lot of them on the channel, so if you're watching this now or in the archive, make sure to give a follow. And if you missed the previous parts of this playthrough, part 1 and 2, they're on my Twitch and on YouTube archives. Oh yeah. Let's see, next Thursday. Yeah, what's my schedule here? Oh yeah, it's not on this, but yeah, next Thursday I'll be doing another Windows 3.11 games special where I'll be trying out a bunch of games in some old demo discs that I used to have. I used to buy as a kid. That should be fun. A bunch of weird. Some of the games in those demo discs we might have already seen, but yeah, there are still quite a few that I played back in the day that I still haven't shown. So figured might check those out. And maybe this Saturday I'll do another rerun stream, and then next Tuesday we'll be coming back to Star Trek Judgement Rites Part 4. So yeah. Hope you guys had fun. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.